In a world dominated by industry giants, where big names and motorsports reign supreme, can a group of students from Twente beat the big motorsports names at the track?
Yes, we can, but not without a challenge. We are not merely conforming to the established norms. Instead, we are pushing the limits and creating new ones. We fearlessly embark on uncharted paths, unafraid of the uncertainties that lie ahead. We possess an unwavering passion for discovery. Breaking free from conventional thoughts, we strive to revolutionize the motorsports world. This is why Electric Superbike Twente stands out. We are a group of determined individuals who believe we can make a significant difference. Our innovative approach, driven by relentless enthusiasm, propels us forward. We are not intimidated by the dominance of big names. Instead, we are motivated to surpass them. We aim to astound the industry with our unmatched dedication and groundbreaking achievements. Together, we will exceed expectations and prove that as students from Twente, we have the power to leave an indelible mark in the world of motorsports. That's why we, as Electric Superbike Twente, can make a difference.
Sorry for that beginning. Welcome everyone. Friends, family, partners, all team members and other race enthusiasts. Welcome to our motor reveal. I'm Sintje Vroling and... Okay, please can we go to the next slide. I'm Sintje Vroling and today we're going to look back on a year that we learned that as a team we can make a difference. We're going to introduce to you to our new motor and we're going to explore all the possibilities this motor has. When you're building a race motor, you have one main goal, and that's winning the races. But when you think of the races this motor is going to participate in, you think about the future. You think about next year. But these races have already started. Since September 2022, the clock started ticking. Every second, every decision, every step back, and every milestone counts. So let me take you to the beginning of this race. In September 2022, we as a team came together. We knew only one thing for sure. We are going to build a new motor. But how it was going to look like, we didn't know at that point. In the first few weeks, we had to make one big decision. Are we going to optimize our old designs, or are we going to take a step into another direction? And after our first brainstorm, this was an easy one for us. We want to take a step into another direction. We want to do something the industry isn't doing, and where the motorsport is afraid of. We want to reshape electric motor racing. And after talking to each other, thinking about how we are going to do this, and having discussions about it, we knew. We want to reshape electric motor racing with performing a battery swap during a race. And since then, that's the goal of our year. The realization came that we are going to do something nobody ever did before. Some team members were getting a little bit nervous about it, others just extremely excited. But we knew one thing for sure together. This is going to be an exciting year. And I can tell you it was. We're not only the first one with our battery swap. There are also some firsts in the history of Electric Superbike Twente. This is the lightest motor we've ever made, with the most battery cells in it and with real-time telemetry. And because of all those firsts, the engineers were pushed to think beyond the limits. And at the designing phase, that's extremely fun. And we've shown all ideas at our design presentation. But right now, those designs are reality. And that wasn't a journey without any obstacle. But through those obstacles, you could see the strength of our team. If you had any problems, the whole team gathers around the table, and within a few minutes, everyone think about other possibilities and to answers for these problems. And I didn't know before this year, a team of 30 students was capable of so much work. And every day, we kept motivating each other so we could present to you today the best motor possible. And if you look at the race that started in September 2022, you can see this moment, this summer, as a pit stop, where we changed our battery package, the energy givers, with a new team. But before we can perform such a pit stop, we need to look at the result of all our hard work. And I'm extremely excited that I can present to you the 5th motor of electric Superbike Twente.
The possibility to work as a student on such complex and innovative technologies.
Radically changing the backbone of our superbike. Designing something that is capable of so much speed.
We expanded our horizons by engineering our first superbike that incorporates telemetry technology.
Being the first to pioneer with this system, we have redefined the limits of what is possible.
So here she is, our Vector ST. My name is Ruben de Koning and I'm a powertrain engineer of this year. The Vector ST is the result of relentless dedication and passion from a group of like-minded students who have strived to redefine the very essence of electric motor racing. Over the past few years, many students have worked on this project. Countless hours of research, design iterations and testing have gone into creating the Vector ST. And today we present to you world's first ever superbike capable of executing a battery swap mid-race. However, before we delve into all the technical details of how exactly we accomplished this in our year, let us take a moment to reflect on its name and livery. As Cynthia previously mentioned, Vector's journey started in September 2022. That moment could be seen as the origin of a mathematical vector. Just as the mathematical vector, well, this is the and now let's dive deeper into the concept of a mathematical vector and how it relates to our superbike. Just like the mathematical vector, we tried to steer into a new direction, a direction that is yet to be explored in the electric racing industry. And we tried our best to show everyone that there is multiple directions to go. And just like the mathematical vector, it can move freely just like our battery pack. And that's a point that we try to bring to everyone. And besides bringing a very good point to the attention of the electric industry, there's also the point that innovation does not stop when the story of our one team ends, just like in our case. So, as we approach the end of our year, there is already a fresh wave of students ready to pass Vector's torch forward to. And just like the mathematical factors, direction and magnitude are crucial for determining its impact, our breakthrough came in the form of a battery swap mechanism, allowing us to significantly reduce the battery pack in both its size and weight, whilst actually enhancing its overall performance. And again, the magnitude of a factor also plays a very big role in its impact. So, as there is already a fresh wave of students coming up, its magnitude will continue to grow for at least another year. And all in all, we hope that with the next team, Vector's journey they will contribute a very big part of Vector's journey and see how it performs on track. So all in all, with the Vector ST, electric Superbike Twente will move into a new direction. A direction that is yet to be explored in the electric racing industry. And therefore, Marijn will tell you more about how exactly we achieve this during our year.
Reshape electric motor racing. That is what we set out to achieve with Vector. I'm Marijn, technical manager of this year, and in order to achieve this, a carefully crafted combination of design considerations was necessary in order to extract maximum performance from every single one of our components. This maximum performance, however, is only achievable when all of our systems work together in perfect harmony. Because when in this perfect harmony, they provide each other with constant feedback, making sure that every single one of our components is able to relay its information to the next. So reflecting upon Vector's desired trajectory of reshaping electric motor racing, thank you, it is clear that this is only possible to the carefully crafted synergy between the performance output by our drivetrain and the feedback provided by all of our data systems. So in order to fully comprehend this beautiful synergy that's going on, we're going to touch upon everything that is happening underneath the bodywork when Vector is ready to race. And for this, I think it's most suiting to start with the component that acted, that gave direction to our year, or as Ruben just mentioned, acted as inspiration for the name of our bike. And this is, of course, our swappable battery pack. So when our rider opens the throttle, our battery pack starts releasing its energy immediately. And in essence, of course, every battery pack does the exact same thing. So our battery pack operates the exact same way as the one in your phone, which I saw come up when you took pictures of the bike. Very nice. The big difference here, however, is that your phone has only one battery cell, where our bike has over 1,500 of them. And I can tell you that a lot of hard work was put into connecting all of these cells together, making sure that they function as one. For which our newly designed interconnection system is responsible. You see, as we changed in design philosophy this year, we had less space to work with. So particular attention was put into making our new interconnection system as compact as possible. This has resulted in a system that, which in comparison to previous generations of our superbikes, takes up over 50% less space inside of our battery pack and comes with a reduction in weight of over 40%, making sure that we can use all of the room in our battery pack as efficient as possible. So divided over 13 custom modules, all of these cells together contribute to a total voltage of over 850 volts. making this an incredibly powerful and efficient pack. Watching over the performance of this pack are more than 180 voltage sensors and 90 temperature sensors, guarding the internal parameters and making sure that everything that is happening inside is safe and within tolerable limits. So, as our battery is depleting all of its energy throughout the race, I think it's now time to exploit the feature that makes Vector so incredibly special. It is time to perform our battery swap.
Hello everyone, my name is Arjen and I'm this year's Chief Chassis. And together with Vincent, Rolf and Richard, 3 engineers of us, we will show how we are able to perform a battery swap in the Vector ST. The first thing to do is to untighten the battery pack by using modified handrails and unscrewing 2 nuts. Then the 3 connectors that are connected to the battery pack have to be disconnected. These are the manual service disconnect, as shown by Rolf. The high voltage connector in orange. And also the in purple CAN connector which transfers the data. Then with a quick pull, Richard is able to pull out the battery pack, which in this case isn't loaded with 1500 cells. And a new one a fully charged one can be placed back in no time with the help of Marijn. Then the 3 connectors have to be connected again in a specific order. First the data, to make sure that all the data from and to the battery pack is sent again. Then the high voltage connector, making sure that the energy flows to the inverter again. And at last the manual service disconnect, to make sure that during the whole swap, the battery pack isn't live in case of an emergency. Then the only thing left to do is to tighten the bolts again. And then the battery pack is fixed. These steps can be done, most of these steps can be done simultaneously, since we are working on both sides of the motor, which drastically decreases the swapping time. And in full speed, we are able to perform a battery swap in the Vector ST within 30 seconds. Thank you.
Right, so thank you, Arjen. Right, so while the battery pack that you just saw being swapped stores our energy, it does not itself regulate how much of that energy is being released when our rider opens the throttle. See, for this, our inverter is in charge. So it's in charge of optimizing this desired power output to produce as much torque as possible with the least amount of current. As the more current we have to use, the less efficient we're going to be. So it's in this way that our inverter plays a crucial role in making our bike as powerful and efficient as possible. It is therefore, this year, that we have decided for an all-new inverter for Vector. One that in comparison to our previous bike, the Delta XE, takes up over 50% less space inside of our bike and is 30% lighter. The amazing part about this is that it has this small footprint while being even more powerful due to its higher rated input voltage. So the energy from a battery pack gets converted by our inverter and is sent to our customly developed electromotor. And by custom, I mean that there's only one of this motor in the world, and it can be found in our electric bike. So designing such a motor in-house for our use case is definitely not an easy task and requires delicate understanding of its fundamental operating principles. Luckily, at Electric Superbike Twente, We have been designing our own motors since the beginning, leading to over 6 years of experience in this particular field. This has this year resulted in yet another powerful and compact motor, delivering 220 horsepower and 125 Nm of torque on its output shaft. The power output it produces is comparable to that of, for example, a sporty EV. It's however the form factor in which we're able to produce this amount of power that makes it such an incredible piece of engineering. And as you can imagine, this much power in such a small and confined space generates a lot of heat. So in order for a motor to stay in an optimal thermal window, we have severely adapted our cooling design this year. So by designing a sophisticated double helix cooling channel, we're able to achieve a counterflow of water instead of one single flow in series, which we had in our previous designs. This makes sure that we can increase our cooling capacity, making sure that our motor will operate at the peak of its ability. So the power output from the motor finds its way to the asphalt via our transmission. And here, by using an intricate gearing ratio, we're able to convert 125 Nm of torque to 625 Nm of torque on the rear wheel. This makes sure that Vector can accelerate quickly out of the corners and from the starting line. So, we have now covered how Vector's drivetrain is able to output its performance onto the asphalt. But as I said in the beginning, Vector's performance is due to that synergy between our drivetrain and the feedback from our data systems. So this feedback is provided by over 300 sensors placed all over Vector. And these sensors can be categorized into two main categories, with the first one being the sensors that watch over the safety of our bike and rider. These measure voltages and temperatures in the battery pack, the temperature of the motor, for example, and in our cooling loops, where they measure flow, pressure. On the other hand, we have the sensors that measure characteristics impacting our driving, so the handling of our bike. These measure anything from suspension travel to brake disc temperature, or new this year, leaning angle and vibrations due to our newly integrated IMU. It's a combination of these two categories of sensors that allow us to give us a precise insight in how Vector operates on track and during testing, allowing us to optimize and perfect its behavior. So all of these sensors that I just talked about, they gather data at incredible rates. And that is nice, but we still want to do something with that data, right? We want to look at it, analyze it, and see how we can use it to implement any changes. And for this, all of the data on Vector gets combined and is sent to 3 main destinations, with the first of its destinations being our black box. And our black box stores all of the data gathered during racing or testing. This piece of technology, however, saves data locally, so it's locally saved on the memory of the PCB. We can extract it after a bike comes back into the pits or after a testing session, but there are, however, systems on Vector for which we have the need to access their data output directly. And for this, for the first time, we can make use of our real-time telemetry system. So crucial data from, for example, our battery pack or our motor temperature sensors is sent to this telemetry system, operating as the bridge between the bike and the pit wall, allowing us to monitor, intervene when necessary, and to, for example, find the optimum window to perform our battery swap. So our black box and telemetry system provide us with good ways to see how we can use our data. But of course, our rider also needs to know what's going on. So the last destination we're sending all of this data to is our dashboard. So information relevant for the rider, such as speed, RPMs, or voltages and temperatures, is sent to this piece of technology, allowing the rider and Vector to operate in perfect harmony, just as all the other systems we have just covered. And it is this perfect harmony that allows our rider and Vector to see within a 50th of a second, so approximately 16 times faster than you can blink, after opening the throttle, that all of our systems are ready to deliver maximum performance, accelerating Vector into a new era of electric racing. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Gijs and I'm this year's team manager. Yes. All the technical innovations that Marijn just told you about were not possible without the help of our partners. We are happy to have you here and share this moment with you, and we are grateful that you supported us throughout this year, during the first half of Vector's race. This is not the end of a race, however, and together with our partners who supported us with technical knowledge, materials, and financial help, we were able to build this incredible machine. And now we would like to take Vector ST toward racing, which will be carried out by next year's team. Sorry. At that time, we will be officially called alumni and still be in touch with, and we will stay in touch with the process, because our year at Electric Superbike Twente does not have a certain end date, because our passion for this team will always remain. I would like to highlight one of the moments, one particular event during our year where I could really see how well we developed as a team and how well our communication has become. This was a couple of months into this year, and we had a workshop where our team got split in two, and we were asked to build the largest paper tower in a couple of minutes. I believe it was 2 or something. You can imagine that this created quite a stressful environment, where we had to communicate very well and really work together as a team. This showed me that we improved a lot during just a couple of months, and the months after we developed even quicker to the team that we are right now, sitting right in front of me. I'm really proud of our team and what we have developed, so thank you, team, for all the hard work that you have put into this amazing motorcycle, and thank you for all the experiences we had this year. There, thank you. Now I would also like to thank everyone else who supported us during this year and helped build this amazing motor reveal. Also, I would like to thank all friends and family that had to see one of our team members a little less this year, maybe in comparison to previous years. Finally, it is time for you. I would like to invite all of you to come over to the stage and take a closer look to our new creation, Vector ST. You can do this while enjoying a drink that you can get in the other garage. And for partners, you can see what contributions you have made to our new bike. And for friends and family, you can see the dedication that our team has put into this amazing product. Thank you for your attention.